Poly Ingenium. Attaching pads. Charging. Good morning. It's an ungodly hour and we're on our way to go and get the timing chain done. We got just about 200 miles to run, so see you when we get there. I struggled locally to find someone who was competent, reputable and willing to undertake the timing chain replacement, and I'd known of James French for quite some time and I was willing to travel down to Oxford to have them undertake the work. Here's a list of the components fitted by James French when they undertook the timing chain replacement. The car's since done a further 3,000 miles without fault, and I'm very pleased with the work they've undertaken. I don't think it's fair to say how much they charged me, but it was a very competitive quote, and the price is what the price is. Feel free to contact them should you require any Land Rover work yourselves, and I'm sure you'll be as pleased as I am. This is my 2016 Range Rover Evoque SE Tech. It was bought with 26,000 miles on the clock, a used car from a franchise dealer, and we use it to tow our twin axle Swift Charisma, which it does with aplomb. The car has been very reliable and I'm very pleased with it. Now let's talk about what's gone wrong. So under the bonnet, apart from the timing chain which we've talked about previously, the car is as it left the factory, and the only things that have been changed are routine serviceable items. The brake discs were replaced the service before last, so in 2023. This door, the actuator failed, which I paid for because it was outside the warranty. The rear camera is something of an Achilles heel. Now there's nothing wrong with the camera, it's just that the way Land Rover have installed it, it's mounted in this black plastic strip, and the top edge here isn't sealed, so the water runs down the car past the seal and tracks into the camera and affects it. It's actually used on some Ford Cougar models. The door actuator failed on this door, and the main dealer rectified that under warranty. And if we go underneath, let me get down on the floor and see if we can get through. The DPF, the dreaded particulate filter. Now the only problem I've had with that is that the heat shield needed a tack weld, and that is the history of the car. The rear brakes, the rear discs are the original pad and disc, so I'm sure that they'll probably want replacing soon, as the mileage is now 83,000 miles. As for fuel economy, the car is very good. Now you can see my best trip to date was 50.7 miles to the gallon, and the last three average, which includes the towing of the van to site, is 29 0.3 miles per gallon. So I'm very pleased with it. I think how I use my vehicle has had a bearing on its reliability. I avoid short journeys, and if I do have to do them, I always mitigate them with a longer journey. The daily commute is about 15 to 17 miles each way and consists mainly of runs on dual carriageway with speed limits between 40 and 70 miles an hour, so the car gets a good run and it allows to reach its optimum temperatures. Also, using the car as a tow car gives optimum conditions for it to regen. For servicing and maintenance, I ensure that the vehicle is run on SO Synergy diesel, primarily for its cleaning properties, and it's also priced around the same price point as garages such as Tesco and Asda. The car is serviced yearly around 10,000 miles, and I also undertake preventative maintenance. The auto transmission fluid, for example, and the Haldex were serviced at 58,000 miles. I'm always careful where I buy my AdBlue. You see AdBlue stored in containers on garage forecourts, and you should never buy from places such as this, because if it's stored in the open and subject to ultraviolet light, it causes the AdBlue to degrade, which will then give you faults on your car. I generally buy mine from Halfords because of the packaging it's in. It's hard for light to pass through it, and I know that they've stored it properly inside, away from UV light. A couple of things I forgot to mention. One, regarding the AdBlue, I don't let the car tell me that it needs topping up. I manually check, and when it's between 8 to 10,000 miles, I just add 5 litres and just maintain that in the tank. With regards to your diesel, don't let your fuel get low, certainly to the point where the fuel warning light comes on, because if your fuel is low, the car won't perform a regen, as it will preserve what fuel you've got left to continue your journey, and this could lead to problems with the DPF not regenerating and blocking. I hope you found this video useful, and it applies to any Euro 6 diesel. They are prone to problems, but if you look after them the way I've done, I think you should be okay. Thanks for watching Colin's Caravan Capers, and if you like what we do here at the channel, please subscribe, as it does help us grow, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.